Hi everyone, I'm Lisa and welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be using the Drybar 3-day bender to create the Mai Tai look. Now in the original video we created the Cosmo, which is a very tight curl, and since then I've discovered I like the loose beachy waves of the Mai Tai. Mine might still be a little tight, mostly because my hair is so heavy, so it does sort of fall as the day goes on. Now my hair is perfectly straight right now. I dried it using a flat brush and the Drybar blow dryer, but I did not put any product in it except for the Aveda Brilliant, and I just put a couple drops because when I blow dry my hair when it's wet, I get a few flyaways. I have baby hairs right here at the front and they will stick straight up, versus I notice if I wait and dry my hair after it has dried a little bit on its own, air dried, then my baby hairs don't sort of freak out and go straight up in the air, and I don't need to use as much product. But I found for the beachy waves, because the mousse or the whatever product I use to texture my hair will really hold on to that curl, and it ends up looking more like a Cosmo instead of that loose Mai Tai look that I want. All right, so all you have to do is I set this for my hair at 400, but keep in mind this is my natural hair color. I haven't had it colored or treated in years, so even the growth at the bottom is the natural color. So it's, my point is, if you have damaged hair or it's a little drier, you might want to put your setting a little lower so it's not as high. Now what I do is I'm right-handed, so it's easier, I don't know why, it's easier for me to do my hair on the left side, so I put probably 80% of my hair over on this side and I start curling from here. Now you want to take thin strips that are vertical. In other words, I try to get as much hair as I can going down into a long line this way, versus I don't go across the top and try to take a huge slice of hair that spans horizontally. So I just found it curls a little better and it's a little nicer. So let's just take a row of hair here in the middle so you can see what I'm doing. And it's about there, so they're about all the same length. I turn that on, it's already warm. So I want these away from my face, so I'm gonna start at the top and I'm just gonna circle it around really slow. And so I kind of have a wave. I don't know if you saw that steam. So it still gets pretty hot. So I'm not going to sort of comb it out. I'm just going to leave it like it is in a little wave, and then I'm going to take another row of hair over here and I'm going to do the same thing. So these aren't very thick because I don't want to have too big of a huge wave, and my hair is slightly resistant to curling when it doesn't have any product in it. So same thing, just going to go through like that, and I have a little bit of a wave. So now I noticed that it's a little too tight maybe than what I want, so maybe I'll go a little faster as I go through these waves to make it a little looser. So let's go through here. There we go, so that's much looser, but it still has some curl to it. So let's just keep going. So I just check my hair at the end to see if there's any straight pieces that I missed, and I missed a couple over here. So I will just try to take those as one big chunk. I'm done with that side, so I'll flip that behind and I'll start working on this side. It's always easiest, I know I showed you in the middle, but it's always best just to go from back to front so you can keep track of which hairs you have done and which ones you haven't, but it's not a big deal. You can just kind of check the bottom of your hair to see which ones are left at the end. I can see that this side is way longer, and that's because the curls over here are just a little tighter, so I'm just going to tighten those up a little bit. That's pretty much it. I like it better without any product. You might want more product. Now it does have, I would say, less body than if I had put product in it, but I've noticed that it tends to look a little bit more natural, or as natural as wavy hair can look on somebody with straight hair. But I just like this look better, and honestly it feels a little softer, and I don't have to worry as much about someone touching it or it getting stuck or it, I don't know, drying in a weird way, or I shouldn't say drying, cooling off in a weird way. So that's all you need to do for your Mai Tai look. So I hope that was helpful, and that is probably the same thing. And I know that they have the wand, and you could use the wand where you just kind of wrap it around, but I find that this works better. All right, so that is it for the Mai Tai look, and it's very loose and natural, and I really like this look, even though I said before that I love the Cosmo, which was really tight. I've learned to like this looser, beachy look, and I think it's a little bit more flattering, and it's definitely easier to maintain as the day goes on, because as your hair sort of loses that curl, it just naturally sort of gets a little wavy or straighter, versus the tighter curls didn't seem to do that as much and just looked a little out of place, especially when I slept on them. And the next morning I definitely had to redo my hair, versus this, I can kind of go with this tomorrow, and probably what will happen tomorrow is I won't have the spirals, but I will just have a little bit of a small wave at the bottom, and it kind of looks like the remnants of a blowout, like a straight up blowout. So that's always nice. So I hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys next week, and I will be talking about microblading, because I did get my eyebrows microbladed recently, so I will tell you who I went to and what I would do differently if I could do it again, because there are some things I would change. All right.